Okay, so this is the process that I use to make the El Reuteri cultured yogurt. I start with my ultimate yogurt maker. I find that it keeps the temperature controlled for the 36 hours. Plug it in, put in lukewarm water, and then I set this before I start making the yogurt because I want the water to be at the correct temperature. So temperature 100, and the time is 36. Voila. And then start. 100 Fahrenheit for 36 hours. That's the recipe. I have my two jars. Inside I have a little bit of my a previous batch that I had separated when I first made it with the packages of the cultured bacteria, which I got from Amazon from this company. It's Cutting Edge Cultures. They give you 4 packages, and each package is good for a batch. You know, basically a quart. And I use a little bit of instead of inulin, I use potato starch. So I'm going to cover it. These are my sterilized containers. I took out of the freezer 2 ice cubes of my culture, which I'm going to be using to start this batch. You can also use crushed up El Reuteri capsules, pills, or you can use the powder, or you can use a tablespoon or 2 of your previous batch. So what I like to do is heat my milk because I don't use half and half cream. This is getting hot, but I use whole milk. That's 3.25% milk. So it comes out a little thinner, my yogurt, not as thick. So what I do to heat the milk is I put it in a bain-marie or water bath, and I know now it's about 1 liter and a bit of milk. And I'll just fill this up. I've been making it quite often now, so I know about how high to go. Yeah, so it's about a quart, a little bit more than a quart will fill up these 2 dishes that actually come with the yogurt maker. You can get the smaller individual ones, but I actually prefer the bigger ones. Okay. So as you can see right here, we're at 180. And about adding the starch, just for these 2 containers, I'm gonna add, this is potato starch. I found the potato starch. I'll add 1 tablespoon of potato starch. And then I'm gonna add some more milk so that I can make a slurry, and then I'll be adding it to the warm milk. And if any of you have done Chinese cooking, you know that by adding potato starch, it's sort of like also like cornstarch to like a soy sauce to make it, or General Tao sauce. It'll actually thicken because it's warm. The starch thickens slightly the milk. But the whole purpose, I guess, of heating the milk is to destroy any harmful bacteria so that the El Reuteri can thrive and multiply and give us that therapeutic level of probiotic. So while you're stirring, I got one hand holding the phone here, but I can still work. You'll add that while whisking, and it doesn't really thicken that much. I mean, if it was a little more potato starch, yeah, it would. Actually would thicken it like a almost like a tapioca pudding, but we're only using 1.5 tablespoons in reality, or 1 heaping tablespoon. So yeah, here we are at 180, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off the heat. It's off. and I'm just gonna let it stay at that temperature. The residual heat will keep it at 180, 185 for about 20 minutes. And then I'll cool it down. Milk by using a cold water bath now. And this usually takes about 10 minutes, I guess. And I'll change the water, because as soon as I put this in, it cools down, but it also, the water will warm up. I don't want any water splashing in. That over here. Now I don't know if you noticed, there's a sheet of film on the milk. So you want to. It's okay if it mixes in with your yogurt, but I think I can get it out here. Yeah, there it is. It's that film that usually solidifies on the top of warm milk. You could just kind of skim it off, and then you don't need that. So now I'm just gonna mix it, and I have my little trusty. I want my temperature to come to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, because that's the incubating temperature, body temperature. That's what we're going at. Okay, so let's finish this job here. Try not to get your fingers on the inside of the bowl. Keep it clean. Do the edge. I just have to mix half. So my ice cube of culture is defrosted. That's about right, half. You don't need that much. This is going to be good. And this is the cooled down milk. Just half here. The other half here. Cover it up. And I eyeballed the amount of water here. It'll raise. It's suggested that it comes to the same level as your yogurt. So the yogurt is here. You want the water basically to mirror that height. So sometimes I find myself adding, but see, it just came out a little bit. So right now it's right at that level. I think I'm gonna just take out a touch of water, because I find that over the next day and a half, it's sometimes the lids pop off a little bit because of the fermentation, and I don't want it to be that close to the level. So the water level is just a little bit below the level of the yogurt. So that's it. We're good. So like I said, I'm gonna reset it to get the true 36 hours from the beginning. Temperature 100 Fahrenheit. Time and away we go. So I want to update you on the internal temperature of the yogurt with this ultimate yogurt machine. So we're at 4 hours of incubation. I'm going to open the lid quickly, and we're going to test out the temperature. Oh, it's already starting to solidify. And if you can see that, what do we have here? So we set it to 100, and yeah, it's right there. It's a little less actually. Let's see. So that's it starts at 40, 60, 80, and 100. It's going up. Oh, look at that. We're above 100. We're at 105, I would say, almost 110, because the other one up there is 120. So it's a little bit, a quarter of the way. So that would be 105. Huh. I'm glad I did this test. As you can see, it's 1. So, what does that mean? We should lower it.
Daddy,
Just a second.
my hand.
Just a second, honey. Just a second. Let me finish this. So what I'm going to do is, so there's 32 hours. I'm going to reset it. I hold it here for temp minus. I'm going to go to 90. What 90? Yeah, 97. That should be calibrated better. And then we had 32 hours on the, and we'll see if I'll test it again in about 2 or 3 hours to see if it has rectified the temperature back to 100. Okay, so we have 17 hours left to go on the incubation, and I'm checking a second time the temperature to see if it's calibrated. I had to lower it to 97 yesterday, and I want to check again to see if that actually helped. Bear in mind, this is the whole milk, so it is actually solidified. It's the way it should be. This is the way it looks, by the way. It's, when I take it out, when I will be taking it out in 17 hours. So that's the temperature we're reading here. It's spot on. All right, so here's the end result after 36 hours fermenting. reuteri at 100 Fahrenheit. Now, when I take the covers off, there's always water that accumulates. You see there's a lot of water here. So I try to take the covers off quickly and then remove the bowls. And I guess that water on top was from the top. I guess you can skim some of this off. I'm going to keep it actually because I'm pretty sure that's acid whey. That's the whey. But I'll give you an example of the warm. This is how it is warm. And the odor is like cottage cheese, nothing very strong. And the flavor at room temperature is mild, like a cream cheese, similar to Philadelphia cream cheese, if I can compare it to that, or just a mild mozzarella cheese. I heard somewhere that they use reuteri in different cheese making recipes, so maybe that's where the sort of flavor of the cheese comes from, but regardless, it's good. I'm going to refrigerate it. Okay, so this is the next morning after a good 6 hours refrigeration. The look of the yogurt. See, it's definitely not separated, but because it's not cream, there's a little bit of whey on the top. The consistency is good. It's holding its shape. Usually, I just have about at least one of these once or twice a day, little cup. It's delicious with just by itself, you know, as a little boost in the morning or before bed, and I find it makes me feel a little bit more, I don't know what to say, it just makes me feel healthier. I think it's definitely has probiotics going on in it, and it's healthier than the fruit sugar-filled yogurts that you can get. So I'm going to stick with the recipe, and I hope you try it out. Take care.